Yeah, I
Yes.
was asking if since if I do the certification for my bachelor's degree, will I have to do it again for my master's?
The SCPA.
Yeah,
No, no. I think you don't. I don't. You don't do another SCPA for another subject area, but you do need to do all the student teaching and all those uh, courses because it's a completely different um, subject area that you will be teaching. All right.
all right.
Uh,
Thank
Jane, you entered a little bit late, but I think we're going to. Are there any other general questions that we have? Or maybe, even if they come up, I'm going to try and share the screen to give you just a short half a minute orientation about our program. And then we're open for other questions, okay? So let's see if that will work. And if, again, you know how to come back. So if we're thrown out again, then you know how to find us again. Let's see if this is the one. Give me just 1 second. Okay. So you can see the screen masters. Can you see that? Master's degree in art education. Yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
Unmute
Yeah.
so I can hear. Yeah, okay. All right. So very quick. So we prepare candidates with various educational and experiential backgrounds, become artists for all grades, 3K to 12th grade, to earn a professional certificate or an initial or both. Usually when you start in education, you start with the initial certificate, and after a few years teaching, you can ask for the professional one. But for the professional certificate, you do need a master's degree. And we provide the needs for 3 groups of students, and the students take different kinds of courses and sequences of courses. It all depends on where your previous coursework and your experience and the certificates that you hold. The MA is the first one is a full 46 credits program. It's for people, and I guess people like Idrial and Nicole and maybe Anna. It's if you have a bachelor's degree and you have your 30 credits of art, sufficient art, and all of the other things are in place, your GPA and so on, then you can get into this 46 credits program, and it prepares you for the initial and professional certificates in teaching art. And as I said, you'll take 15 credits in studio art. Those are since it's a graduate degree, you need to have at least those 15 credits in art in a graduate level, and you'll have 31 credits in education. The next program is the 33 credits program, and I believe none of you it's for that one. It is for students who already are certified to teach art for all grades, and they need a master's, because after having taught for, I believe, 5 years, the DOE will ask you to leave if you don't have a master's. You do need a master's to go on and teaching. So they allow you to teach with a BA for 5 years, but after that you do need a master's. So this program is for those students. It's 33 credits, 18 are in education and 15 in art. And the third one is the advanced certificate. I believe Vinci is for that one. It's 25 credits. It's already if you have an MA with art or related art disciplines. So I have to look at your transcripts, and or an MFA with sufficient art, and then you you take the 25 credits in education, because you already have the master's level art in your portfolio, so you don't need extra classes in art. Enrollment, we have enrollment in spring, and the acceptance due date is November 15th, and we also enroll in fall. So if you finish your degree, like in Adriel, and you finish in May, then you would be able to get in the fall program. And then the end around May, June is the due date for, it's all on a rolling admission. Here is my contact information. Most of you already have it, but if you just write down my email, that's probably the best way to reach me. The telephone doesn't seem to work at the moment. Usually the phone call goes to the secretary, but by the time she sends it to me, it's 2-3 days later that I can reach you. But most of the time you can reach me almost relatively immediately by email. So my hjiesamfoek@brooklyn.cuny.edu. I'll just stop this and then we'll go on with questions if you have.
Thank you so much, Professor. Before we do the questions again,
yes.
I just have a very small poll that I need to administer. This is just your thoughts about open house. I know some people that aren't using the app might not see the poll. If you aren't using the app, I just put a link in the chat box there. So
yes, I can see it.
Great, thank you so much. I'll leave it open until.
Are you seeing it, Adriel, Nicole, Anna, Cincy? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Keisha, are they filling it out now?
Yes, they're filling it out right now.
Can you do that, please?
I just completed mine.
Thank you so much.
I'm done.
All these wonderful, savvy, technological people.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to give it a few more seconds. And again, if you don't see the poll on the screen, it's probably because you're not using the app, so you can fill out the Google form instead. I'm going to give it another 10 seconds and then I'll end the poll.
Yeah, I finished mine right now.
Yes, thank you
so
much. All right, so I'm going to end the poll. Thank you so much. And now, just so we're not all speaking over each other, because I know everyone has great questions, you can raise your hand if you know how to do that in the app, or you can just write your name in the box and we can call you one by one, just so we have some order. Is that okay? Great, great. Anyone has any questions? You can raise your hand or put your name in the chat. All right, Anna?
Hi. I saw on the slide with the master's, the 46 credits, something like the 15 credits in studio art. If you have prior credit, it could be applied towards that, or like, is there any, if I have like a undergrad BFA and have like tons of studio art credit, is there any way to like apply that to some of those 15 credits?
No, you need graduate credit for that. But you do need the undergraduate credits to get in the program.
Right, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Jane is next.
Hi. Is a written thesis still required to graduate?
Sorry, is what required?
Thesis.
For your master's degree, yes. You get an you get a regular master's degree. The students that come with a master's, an MFA or an MA, they do not write a thesis because they already have a master's. But if this is a graduate program, so you end with a thesis.
Yeah. Sorry
But
to
you
make.
do need that for if you are you know, after 5 years you need your master's degree to be continuing teaching.
If I have a master's in museum studies and like art history, does that count? Or does it have to be like a studio art master's?
No. If you have in museum, that's fine. It's any master's with sufficient. We have to. I have to look at the transcript. We all have to look at trends and all your other documents that you will be sending, and you apply, and then we look if there is sufficient studio art credits, and if it's not, often we can make a recommendation, and we do ask you to do 1 or 2 more studio credits.
Got it.
First of all, it's required for the degree, but also it makes sense because you will be teaching the subject, and we want you to be, you know, familiar with as many art forms as possible, but also comfortable in your knowledge about it so that you can teach it.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah. But you do have a master's, Jane?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So you would apply for the advanced certificate, the 25 credits one.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Adriel?
So my question is what is the difference? I saw 2 options. It says like option A and option B for like in the list of.
Okay, so the 46 credits is, I believe it's option B. The 33 credit program is option A. The 46 is the 33 credits is if you already if you are already certified to teach art. Then you apply for that one, and then you do option A. If you are bachelor's with all your art studio, like you said you have, then you just do 46 option B. Art teacher.
And I have one more question. So, and all of the master's programs are art education K through 12?
Yes. You are certified. You mean the certification? Because
yes.
you are now in the CBSE program, so you are only certified for that, whatever that level, right? No, for art you are certified pre-K to 12th grade.
Okay.
For the whole range, and that's why you do have to do student teaching in both the lower grades and the higher grades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nicole has a question.
Hi, yes. I was just wondering, for the application process, is it necessary to do or have a GRE, like take the GRE test, or can we possibly be admitted without the GRE?
Oh, Keisha, will you answer that?
I can. So New York State requires all teachers to take the GRE, but right now there's no required score. So you can be admitted to Brooklyn College or to a graduate program without the GRE, and we can give you a year to take the exam. Now, we're not looking for a score. We're looking to fill the New York State requirement. So I know sometimes people hear GRE, standardized test, they don't want to do it. Don't worry about it. Just take it, submit the scores, but you can be admitted without it.
Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good to know.
You had another question?
Yeah, sorry. I was just wondering if you do full time and you're taking classes in the summer and stuff, how long does it typically take to complete the program?
Right. So we are starting new this semester with admitting students in spring also. And I've been been juggling around with curriculum maps and so on. And it comes out very nicely, actually, because if you start in spring, you are able to do it. If you're a serious student and you do really work on all the stuff that you need to do, you're able to finish it in 1 year. So you start in spring and you finish it in spring next year. So it's probably how many, 15 months or so. It's not a complete academic year, but it's not, it's because you start at the beginning of spring, but you end at the end of the next year's spring. So that is a 1 year option. If you start in fall, it's a 2 year option, because the courses are only offered at that particular time, and then you go through the program in 2 years. Again, I think Nicole also had, we just had a short talk before we started. It's, you know, depending on the work you do or other circumstances. I know some students got babies and so on. So then they take longer for their study. So that possibility is there. I always encourage everybody to, I mean, you come with a vision, you come with something to finish. I would rather have you done it faster so that you can go into the profession and be a professional rather than hanging around and being a student. So that's what I always encourage. But of course, we understand the whole college, therefore we accommodate students as much as we can. So if it's necessary and you need to delay or go longer, you'll talk to us. There's certain procedures that you have to follow, and then usually we understand. All right.
Thank you.
Question? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Anna. Were you still asking a question?
Oh, no, I just said thank you.
No problem. Vinci, you had a question?
Yes. Yeah. I'm interested in the advanced certificate, the 25 credit program. On the topic of the GRE, I think I read it on the website somewhere that for this particular program it's not required. Is it correct?
If you have an MFA, is that correct? Or an MA, MFA, Keisha, then you don't need to do the GRE.
Okay. Correct. If you have also, if you're looking for the advanced certificate, if you're taking the certificate program, you don't need the GRE. But any of the teacher ed program, the MAs, you will need a GRE if you don't have a master's degree already.
Got it. Yeah. Another question. So for this particular program, it's not, when I finish this program, I'm not receiving another master degree, right? It's just a program to lead me to getting the cert. Is that correct?
You're not getting a master's degree. That's what you're asking. But you do get your advanced certificate, which allows you to register for or to certify in teaching art. Because with those papers, the college helps you through the process to put you on the DOE system and get your certification. And without your certification, you're not allowed to teach in the system.
Right.
But you normally don't need an extra MA master's. There's some students who do, some students who had an MFA, they want to come back, and we're still working on the process. They want to come back because they're interested in getting a doctorate, and then you do need a master's. And so we're working on that still, but I know that at this moment, I think I have 2 or 3 students who are really interested in getting a doctorate in art education, and they want to come back and do their masters. But we're looking at how that can work. But if generally you don't need, for the system, you have an MFA or an MA, that's also fine. Then you just need an advanced certificate to get you into the system. And then you're on equal basis or equal everything with the masters that have done the master's degree program. All right?
Yes. I have another question. Since this program, I can only apply for fall. It's not accepting a new student for spring. I'm wondering, is there any way that I could just...
I'm sorry to interrupt. We do accept students for spring.
Oh, for this particular program?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
because
and
on the website it said, yeah.
Yes, I think probably the website probably still has to be all corrected. But as I said in the short presentation that I just did, now this year we do start with accepting students in spring. And the nice benefit of that, again, it depends on how serious you are and how much you are going, doing all your studies. You can complete it in 1 year. So when you start in spring, next spring you're done. If you start in fall, you need to do it in 2 years. That's the way. That's the original cohort session. So if you're ready to start in spring, your paperwork is correct and you can be admitted, then you start in spring. But it all depends on the student, how much flexibility they have in their own mind also, because you'll be in mixed classes and you'll be at different levels. So that after you've done the required courses, you can be admitted into the student teaching session. And again, it's a lot of personal accommodations that you probably need to make, but it is absolutely possible to do it in 1 year if you start in spring. And if you're ready to start in spring, some of you are, then you don't want to waste time. And that it doesn't mean that when you start in spring that you have to do it in 1 year. You can also say, okay, I'll start in spring, but I'm still going to do it in 2 years or 2.5 years, or whenever I have my either finances or work schedules and all that things in order. But yeah, because I saw your email about starting in spring. I thought, well, that doesn't make sense. And also some of the courses you mentioned in your email would not be accepted for Brooklyn College for the quality and the level that we have. But some of them would. Some of them are education exams that all students have to do. The DASA one, the teaching all students, the content specialty test, those are the ones, and ETPA. But for ETPA, we help you a lot because it's a huge, huge exam that we work together to get you ready for that one. Okay.
May I ask what's the deadline for spring application?
Next November 15.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
So make sure that the registrar's office gets all your transcripts sent over, and your recommendations. You need to write the short essay why you want to become a teacher, and it helps if you, and it doesn't need to be, but if you have some experience with teaching children or having looked after your neighbor's kids or anything that show, because often I'm just saying that it doesn't happen often, but it has happened occasionally that the student studied in our program and then when she stood in front of a class, she just couldn't handle kids because she was afraid to have. So it's just that we know that you are, you know what you're getting into. It's a beautiful profession, but it's very demanding. It's very hard, but it's also rewarding for yourself, especially if you see in the eyes of the students the changes that you've made in their thinking and in their progress. And also as an artist, often you have sometimes free in the school vacations, and so that you can work on your own art and continue grow as an artist. Yeah.
You know, Professor, you said that, and I feel sorry for all my art teachers I had in my secondary school, because I know they had a hard time trying to teach me art. I know they definitely did. Are there any additional questions? No? Okay.
No.
I will be sharing, everyone that RSVP'd, I'll be sharing your contact information with the professor, so he can be reaching out to you guys. And of course, always feel free to reach out to him. The application is up if you're planning on applying for the fall or the spring. The fall 2021 application is available. Anyone who is a CUNY student, know that we can pull your transcripts electronically. But if you need any help with the admissions process, you can always contact us at grads.brooklyn.cuny.edu. We are there for your assistance. All right?
And that's true. I mean, we do a lot to help students and the system as much as we can. And Keisha and her office is just fantastic. So
thank you.
I actually thought of one question.
Yes, go ahead, Adriel.
So if I start in the fall, would it take me 2 years or like 1.5?
No, you start in fall. You have your second semester in spring, then you have fall again, and then you have your fourth semester in spring. So it's not 2 complete years. It's not at the end of fall. It's spring, so it's 1.5 kind of.
Oh, okay.
It sounds more like 2 years because it's two regular years. But you have fall semester start, second semester spring, third semester fall, fourth semester spring, and then you're done. In between, you have summers. And in summer, we have we offer studio courses, but also, because we talked about the art education course, but you also need to do a teaching special needs students course. That's a requirement from the state. We also need to do a course writing across the curriculum, and that prepares you also for writing your thesis and writing your FTPA exam. So yeah, it's so in between those semesters you can do a lot. You can take 2 courses in summer A or summer 1 and 2 courses in summer 2, because the summer is divided in 2 sections. And there's always the writing across the curriculum, the special needs courses are offered in summer a lot, and also some studio. Now, with the whole COVID situation, it is sometimes not, we don't have all, things might change a little bit in terms of availability, especially with studio might be a bit challenging, because we have a fantastic ceramics class that I really recommended every student to take. It's so fantastic, but this year it's not offered because you do need to be there to be working on the kiln and all that stuff. But yeah. It's so those, I mean, we don't know what this whole COVID thing will bring to all of us. The main thing which I treasure a lot from the college president is that she says students first, faculty first. We want to keep, and of course staff and everybody needs to stay healthy, and that's the first thing that we go after. And I think that's something that I think is very wise. Because what do we have to do if we're all, unhealthy? And so, yeah. Any other general question or idea, or you know how to reach me? You know how to reach the registrar's office?
I have another question about, do you have any resources for after graduation, like finding jobs within the DOE, and are there resources that kind of help with that?
Yeah, I mean, the things always change. Usually what I do is I invite the DOE, but not in the beginning, because you're overwhelmed with your own classes. You need to get to know what your studies, but usually before you start student teaching, I usually invite some people from the DOE to come and talk to you about jobs and about how to do your applications, how to do to get into the program. And we have a specialist in our School of Education too, who I invite, and she talks about all of those things. The other thing is, I would say, there's a lot of observations that you have to do for certain classes where you are going to be observing students in school already from day one when you start. So you'll be making contact. And I mentioned that because also when you're student teaching, you're not employed by the school, but it's an opportunity for you to network, to start looking for and get the principals to know you so that you are, they're interested in you when you're ready. Often it was that students did student teaching in the school and the teacher became pregnant and they jumped in and the principal liked them and they stayed in. So, and we have students in the best schools in this whole city, placed in the really finest schools. I mean, also the art schools that most of you know. So, but it's something we don't have control over, but we do help you. They send us, once you're in the system, then you're in the system and the DOE has your information and will contact you. But other ways, I also often get emails that I forward, for requests for teachers. This year is, I don't even know. I mean, I know they're taking lots of substitute teachers at the moment, but I remember even it was not so long ago, and I walked up to the college and I got a bunch of emails from superintendents and other education leaders asking, do you have teachers? We need art teachers. And I've kept forwarding, and we didn't have anymore because all of our teachers were placed, or our students were placed. But there's no guarantee, obviously, because it all depends on the market and how the developments that we are going through at the moment. But we do our best, and I think what I wanted to communicate to you is also you have to do your best by being, of course, excellent in what you're studying, but also networking while you're going around, getting to know the school. Is that answered a little bit, Anna?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I did want to say something that I heard yesterday in the Career Center workshop that they had. So, when you're doing your student teaching, it is unpaid. Brooklyn College's Career Center actually gives out stipends for student teaching, and it can be up to $5,000 for the stipend. So keep that in mind as you're considering where you would like to go.
Oh, thank
you. And would that be like a scholarship kind of, or?
Oh no, it's a stipend. It's so since the student teaching for the most part's unpaid, the Magna Career Center wants to be able to give you something for what you're doing. So these stipends can go up to $5,000.
Oh, great. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, because the hours that the DOE demands for your degree is quite a bit. It's like 300 hours you need actually in front of the classroom, so it's a lot. So that's a real good news there, Keisha. Any other questions for?
Will we be assigned the schools?
Yes.
Will we be assigned schools by the professors?
You will replace you because we have a group, or we have schools and art teachers that that are the quality that we want you to experience. So it's not just going anywhere. You do need to be with a licensed art teacher.
Okay.
To do your thing. So we place you. in the school. And it depends, by that time you get to know the instructor for that part of the class, and she wants to know a lot about you so that she gets to know your personality to find the right kind of combination, and sometimes even a challenge. It might be what she thinks you need, so that you can learn, because it's all about learning. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. This was a very informative session. If you guys have any questions, again, send us an email. The professor will be in touch with you because he will have your contact information. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone as a Brookwood College applicant and then as a Brookwood College student for either the spring 2021 or fall 2021.
Great. Thank you, Keisha. And thank you everyone for your time and coming and your interest in our program. And any questions, send this to us and we will deal with it. All right. Stay well and healthy, and see you soon, hopefully in class.
Thank you so much.
Terrorize you with a lot of reading and assignments.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll end this now. Thank you.